As they race up towards the line.
Russell's going along like a winner.
The photo finish between second and third.
Oh, it was close.
Hello everyone, welcome to the SmartB Racing update, back for another weekend. Jo joins me. Jo, how you doing?
Good, we got a few good prize winners last week.
We certainly did. We got a few through on the podcast and a few each ourselves throughout the week. I know the best bets have been ticking along really well again. Lots of luck on them this week as well. So, and I think each way got home at a big price yesterday as well. So seeing them all right, hopefully we can keep that going into this weekend. Quite a few features across the board. Just before we begin, make sure to sign up to the Smart Odds Comparison. It's on the SmartB app, so you can use the code WINBIG to get a 30-day free trial. So that's a month free trial instead of the normal 14 days. And from there, you'll be able to compare prices with different bookies and take the top price. So certainly handy for punters out there. So we'll get started. Firstly, before the weekend, the Scone Cup is tomorrow. So for anyone who's keen to have a look at that, the features. It's a decent race. Know Thyself is nommed on Saturday as well, so just keep an eye out there. But that comes up favourite in this. It's absolutely flying, looking for 5 in a row. It was a good win last start. It did have a light weight, so it does jump up a little bit here, but I don't think this race is any harder. And a few handy runners here, Tabby Time and West of Africa, but I think most of these, Jo, in my opinion, have sort of past their best in this field. I think Amenable's on 2 from 21, so Ducasse is 4 from 21. Not many of these win a lot. Tabby Time and Know Thyself probably the most honest, but yeah, it depends how much fuel's left in the tank for the Know Thyself. It's been up a long time, but it is 2 out of 2 here, and Ashley Morgan's 1 out of 1 aboard. Do you like anything in this, Jo?
I like the favourite if it starts there. The Know Thyself, yep.
Yeah, it's into 260 now. So I wonder if that's a move the bookies have done to get a better price in the field, or whether it's been well backed and that's where it will run. So we will find out at some point. But I like the favourite as well. I think it's flying, and a few of these are a bit out of form. We've got a fair few features at Doomben, so we'll get at the moment. Just before we get into them, weather's been pretty good here, but the track rating is saying heavy. We haven't had a stack of rain, but there was a bit last night, and so it'll be interesting to see. It might be soft come kickoff, or it might get it back into the good range. I think it'll be okay in regards to heavy. So, Jo, do you want to run us through the Doomben features?
Certainly. So we've got group action returning to Doomben, with the Doomben 10,000 as the main race, but there's also 3 other group races and 2 listed races. So I'll go through them in the card order. The first of the features is the Burnborough Plate, and we've already had 3 scratchings in that race, so it's down to 9 runners. And they're all 5, 6 and 7-year-olds, so it's a very open race. The early favourite is the import Al Mupir, who has only had 1 run for the Archibalds. Before that, he was with William Haggis, overseas trainer, and he came 3rd over 1,500 metres at Randwick. The one I like is Tenzing, who won the listed Brisbane Mile 2 weeks ago. Got a very good record at this track and distance, so I'm going with that in the Burnborough Plate. That's race 4. Have you got anything you like there?
No, I steer clear from that one.
Okay. Then race 5 is the Spirit of Boom Classic. That's a Group 2 race. It's a $300,000 race. That's got a full field of 16 plus an emergency, and they're mostly colts. Several of them came through the Dalrello Stakes a couple of weeks ago, so following those, I've not gone with the favourite, who is Gallo Nero, but I'm going with the second favourite called Beskar. He's raced twice. He had a win at Geelong, then a close 3rd at Randwick in a Group 3 race. So that's my pick there.
I didn't mind United States actually in this. I'm a bit worried because it's in a few Bet365 promos. So take it at what you will, because usually they lose. But I thought its last start, it just made good ground up on the rail behind
It did. It came from well back and it finished fourth in a group race. But it is still a maiden, and you know, there's others here. I just like Beskar.
Yeah,
I just
that's
thought
fair.
looks a nice colt who might be on the up.
Yeah, that's fair. The risk is the maiden tag, definitely. I'm not sure if that's the right form. I guess just initially I dismissed it, but now anything J-Mac and Chris Waller in Queensland, you can't really take lightly, can you?
Oh, no, you can't. Race 6 is the Chairman's Handicap. That's Group 3 race. It's 2,000 metres. A field of 14 there. No mares in it this year. They've come through all different races, things like the Hawkesbury Cup, the Brisbane Quality. They're from all over the place. And I'm going for number 1, Sir Delius. He's a beautifully bred stallion. He's having his first Australian start, but he's won 2 recent trials. We haven't actually seen him race, but on paper he looks very good, so I'm going with that one.
Sounds good. I'm steering clear in this one.
Race 7 is the Bright Shadow. It's a listed race for fillies and mares over 1,100 metres. The early favourites In Flight, who come through a Hawkesbury race. Second favourite is Ken, who was also through a Hawkesbury race. Third favourite's Navy on the Highway. It's a very tricky race, I thought, but I've settled with Tiger Shark, the number 1 horse. He won by 1.3 lengths last start, and he's second up now. He's won 4 from 5 second up, and it's because of that he's my pick there. She's my pick, sorry. Then the next race 8, is the Doomben 10,000, Group 1. $1.5 million. There's been an early scratching already, so I think we're left with 16. Possibly there'd be more scratchings. A lot of the field came through the Victory Stakes, Group 2, on the 3rd of May, the one that Libertad won. There's also 4 who came through the Group 1 all-aged in Randwick, the one that Jimmy Starr won. So there's a lot of good horses here. The early betting has Sunshine in Paris as the favourite, and she came through the all-aged at Randwick. Second favourite, Overpass, who was close runner-up in TJ Group 1 at Randwick. And third favourite, Benedetta, who also came through the all-age. So the top ones are runners who had their last start in Sydney. And I've gone there with number 2, Schwartz. He's not started since March when he won the Group 1 William Reid at Moonee Valley, but he's won 2 recent trials. And though he's drawn wide, I like him. So here's my pick there. Also like Sunshine in Paris, Overpass, and Mizzou is my 4th pick there. Have you got anything in this one?
No, I'm going to steer clear. I found them a bit hard to line up. Not too many would shock. Sunshine in Paris is a very honest runner. I think Barrier 14's a worry, but J-Mac aboard. It'd probably be the one if I had to pick. Benedetta's I've been in its corner for a long time, but I'm starting to run out of patience with it. And Marzu, I said you couldn't back with Stolen Cash last starting at 1. So,
yeah.
I'm not too sure with this one. I'll steer clear.
Okay, and the last of the day at Doomben is the Rough Habit Plate. That's Group 3 for 3-year-olds, $250,000 race. There's 14 runners, several of them who came through the Queensland Guineas on the 3rd of May. It's another tricky one, and I've gone for one of the 2 fillies. I've gone for Belle Dutel, number 14. She came 5th in the Australian Oaks last start, but before that she won the Group 3 Adrian Knox Stakes in what I thought was a very nice style. And I also like number 1, Firm Agreement, and 2, Shangri-La Spring. And there's a horse, number 7, Maison Louis, who won his maiden at Goulburn 2 starts back, won at Canterbury last start. This is much harder, but he looks like one of those horses on the improve, so he'd be my each way bet. And then I'm thinking of Queensland last week when it was pouring in rain. At the Gold Coast, we saw some horses who won by lengths like Beedman, Bosisto and Antino. And if it does go heavy, if the forecasts are wrong and we get more rain, we could get some really nice mud runners coming out of this. Apart from that, we've got racing all over the country. There's in my neck of the woods, in the ones I do, South Australia, we've got a good meeting at Morphettville Parks. WA, we've got Belmont and Carnarvon, which doesn't race that often on. Northern Territory, we've got Tennant Creek, which also doesn't race very often. And then there's heaps of meetings in Queensland, apart from the Doomben one. So I guess that's it from my side.
Sounds good. I'll just touch on Flemington. I don't have any selections with the Ramsden that I can push. I think, this is a bit of a hard race. The field's stacked. I'm going to steer clear of this one, but I do like Kings of Fear in the straight 6. He's the favourite. I think he's a star. The setup's a bit iffy. He's at the straight. He's going back in trip. He's been up for a while, so I don't think he's an absolute certainty. But he's been sensational this prep. I'm sure he'll be very popular with punters. And he's super talented. He'll be in better races than this, but the only query is the straight and the drop back in trip. If anything, I would have liked him up in trip. But he's 5 out of 5 with Jordan Childs aboard, and if anyone didn't see his last start win, he couldn't have won any easier. So he's on the up. Harder field, but I really like him. Did you like anyone in that one?
King's Effort.
I think all things even, if he's got fuel in the tank, he should be winning that quite comfortably. I know the field's decent. The Singapore runners, 22 from 30, and Running By and Aviatress are both handy runners, but King Zephyr's his class. He looks really good. This is his 5th run though, so it's if he puts in an absolute howler, then it'll be to the paddock. So it's one or the other, I feel. Over to Scone, there's a few features here. The Woodland Stakes is an interesting field. Akisha, I think it's pronounced, was had some good form come out today, and Bolton, another runner who was 3rd behind it. That's come up favourite here. It did beat Stardom when they met, and there wasn't much between them, with Beadman in 2nd, who absolutely throttled in last weekend. So that looks the right form. I think that will be the 2 hardest to beat in this. Do you like anyone in this one?
I like the Gay Waterhouse. That's Stardom, isn't it? Yeah. I like number 6, Stardom.
Yeah, it wasn't much between it and the favourite when they met. It was $12 when they ran, but it does have a bit of a map advantage here, and it's also got another win under its belt now, and that was a nice win. Absolutely bolted in. So probably won't be much between them. I think they'll probably run the Quinella, and they both look smart ones to follow. A few other features at Scone throughout the day. They're sort of in the later part of the card. That one comes up early, and then race 7, the Denise's Joy Stakes. I haven't got a selection here I can push. I think Soft Love is smart. It's been on a huge drift since markets opened, but it's 3 out of 3, so that'll be a popular one for punters. But this the Hortensia Stakes is a tricky one. This is a huge field and just stacked with chances. So again, I'm probably going to steer clear here. The market's $6 for the favourite, and it's just goes on and on and on. And a lot of chances in this have come up with horror draws. So interesting to see what rides are in this. Did you have anything you liked in this, Jo?
I thought it was one of the toughest races. Betting is so open.
Yeah.
You want to get the trifecta in this race.
No. It's just there's form lines from everywhere. I can't even. It's hard to even know where to start. It's a tricky field. It's a tricky card, actually, the Scone card. I found most chances aren't coming out of the same races, or even similar races. They're from all over the shop. So the same I found with the Dark Jewel Classic. I thought this was a really tricky race. So again, there's no real tip I'm keen to be heavily pushed in there. But I will touch on one I'm keen on. It's in race 6. It's Tanglewood. Its recent trial was excellent. It's both its trials. Its recent trial it won by 4 lengths, and the trial prior was second to Brudenell, and it travelled really well in that. Its form is great for a BM78. Its last run it was third behind Far Too Easy and Front Page, and they're both absolute class runners. It did win in a BM78 3 starts back, and I think Anna Roper's racing in really good form. She takes off 2 kilos. So barrier 10's a bit of a worry, but I think it looks really well placed here in a BM78. So that's, I reckon, the best on the Scone card for me. Just the last race we'll touch on is the Luskin Star Stakes. Again, Joe, tricky field. A lot of these with different form lines. Some of them first up, some of them all out of different races pretty much. But Gallant Star is the favourite. Just beaten by Cool Jakey last start and then bumped into Know Thyself, who's in the Scone Cup favourite. The instructor, Barrier 17, so I expect he'll roll forward. He was not disgraced last start and the Wagga Cup. Wind Chat resumes, goes well fresh. Brudenell also in with a mix. Give Me the Beat Boys. Again, it's a really open betting field in what's a very tricky card. Did you have anything in that one you liked?
I'm going to have a little each way on Fierce and
yeah.
Ju win again.
Yeah, Ju, I was keen on it last start. I thought it was quite a good run. At its price, it did well. It was only a 2-length loss behind Barber and Brudenell, and it's $14 here. I know that it goes really well third up, and it does go to the 1300 where it's 1-3 from 8. So yeah, not a bad shout from you. If it gets soft, it definitely boosts its chances. I know that it likes a bit of time on the ground. That's everything for this weekend. So make sure you get on the odds comparison, check it out, and that'll give you great advice on where to look for your runners and the best prices there. Joe, thanks for joining me as always, and good luck on the weekend.
You too. See you, Bryce.
As they race up towards the line.
Bryce is going along like a winner.
With a photo finish between second and third.
Oh,